So welcome everyone. My name is Amy Edwards. I'm a platinum consultant with Team Sunset. I am a part of World Explorer organization, and today we're going to talk about mock bookings. We're going to talk about mock bookings using Expedia TAAP, as well as a few other resources to be able to publish on social media and market your business. Today I'm going to show you Canva. But we also have another trainer who uses Ripple is a really good one to use. Poster My Wall. Those are really a couple good ones to use, especially if you want to turn any of these mock bookings. If you make them into like a short, I don't want to say video, but just a short clip with some music in the background, you can very easily turn them into Reels as well as YouTubes. So that is super helpful. If you're trying to get into video marketing, Emily Jimenez has a lot of trainings on video marketing. Video marketing seems to go viral a lot faster. And so we always recommend that you use the video marketing tools. So you can get that either in your Discord channels, you can get that on the team website, or you can get that in your chat group from your mentor. And Emily will walk you through how to do that type of marketing. So what is a mock booking? A mock booking is basically you going through and doing a quote. So you are going to pick, let's call it a fantasy vacation or a popular destination, and you are going to go through and you're going to get the price for the hotel, air if you want to add air, rental car if you want to add rental car, and activities if you'd like to add that. You're going to go all the way through up until the point of final payment. And then you are going to get some photos. You're going to get some prices around. You're going to put that into a small advertisement or photo and publish that on your social media. So you're getting it up to the point of payment, and then you're just saving it. You're obviously not going to do the payment process because you're not going to go on that trip, but you're letting people know how much they could go on vacation for. A lot of people don't realize that they could go to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico for a lot less than what it costs to maybe go to Gatlinburg, or a lot less than what it costs to go to Disney. And people really don't understand that. So mock bookings really help people to think, oh my gosh, I can go somewhere for, $800 a person, or my family of 4 can go on vacation for less than $5,000. So it really helps kind of put that into perspective. It also helps to bring value to your social media, because you can tell everybody all day long you're a travel agent. You also have to, if you're going to talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. So you have to make sure that your social media or that your business page really shows you're a travel agent. You want to make sure you have that value and that authority. So when people go to talk to you, they know that you're a travel agent, and they're not really, thinking about, do I need to trust this person? So, okay, let's see. Close this out here. So first I want to show you how to register for Expedia TAAP. We're going to go ahead and log into our back office. And you will learn all about this. Any new agents in new agent orientation, you'll learn how to access your back office. Each one of you should know how to access your back office, but you'll learn more about your back office, as well as the travel cafe and registering for suppliers. So if you're confused about that at all, please make sure that you got with your mentor, you jump on that new agent orientation. So I am from my back office going to go to the travel cafe. So the travel cafe is everything that Archer Travel has. So it's everything travel related, and it's completely kept up to date from our host agency. In here, you're going to see a lot of different travel options, travel deals, any travel trainings. To register with suppliers, you're going to go ahead and go to suppliers and how to register. So this isn't a list of all of them that we have access to, but these are the ones that are the preferred suppliers. And how I like to look at it is kind of like an index card for each supplier. So it's going to tell you, well, first of all, it's going to be a list that's in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go ahead and find the E's, and I'm going to go to Expedia TAAP here. I'm going to click on continue reading. So it's going to tell you a little bit about that vendor. It's going to tell you what their commissions are. Now I'm going to show you Expedia TAAP, but I really don't use Expedia TAAP a lot because it is a 50% commission vendor. So, excuse me, typically we get 80%, but there are a few that we get 50%. So I don't use them a whole lot. But if I have a few night hotel stay, or if there's a really good deal on Expedia TAAP, I do. You can look for trainings, and you can write this in your notes to talk to your mentor. You can charge commissions outside of bookings, or you can charge research fees to kind of make up that difference from that 50 to 80% if you'd like. Commissions do vary. Here is the travel agent portal. And this is what all of these registration index cards, as I called them, are going to look like. Here's the contact information. Remember, whenever you see a BDM, that's the business development manager, you shouldn't reach out to them directly. But if they had like a technical service or password reset phone numbers on here, you could access that. If for some reason you need to reach out to Expedia, like if you need to get a resolution on something, you can reach out to your mentor and they can help you get into contact. Here are the directions on how to register for Expedia TAAP, and all of them will be set up like this. And then if there are any special deals going on or special resources or trainings, they would be listed down here. Couple things with Expedia TAAP. Of course, I already told you it's 50% commission. Expedia TAAP does take a little bit longer to pay out than a lot of the other vendors do. It's starting to get a little bit better, but COVID really put them behind, and so it is starting to catch up. It is for US agents. If you are in Mexico, you do have a different registration. So if you need that, please let your mentor know, they can get that to you. You do self-register, and here's the link that you use. You're going to need to use this link so that you can be associated under Archer Travel. So whenever I have a link, I always just right click and open in a new tab. If you have an existing Expedia or Expedia TAAP account, here are the directions on how to register and what you need to change. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to that link. Give that a minute to open. So if you do not have an Expedia, a regular Expedia account tied to your email, you can go ahead and use this to sign up and create your account and have instant access. If you already have an Expedia account linked to the email that you used in your back office, if you click here, it's going to have you sign in, and then it's going to have you convert that over to a TAAP account. So Expedia.com and Expedia TAAP account look almost exactly alike. In fact, as a new agent, that's one of the common mistakes is new agents accidentally book through the regular platform instead of the travel agent platform. So whenever you're on Expedia, please make sure that you see that TAAP. And you're going to see it up here in the web address as well. So I already have a login, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. But that's how you are going to get registered so that you can start using that. Also, many people, as you can see, I kind of wiped away that Rakuten. Honey is another one that has discounts. Remember that when you have those rebates and those discounts, you shouldn't use those for travel agent accounts because Rakuten is going to get special rates through Expedia. So they are going to send a portion of your booking amount to Rakuten. So if they see that they have to send some to Rakuten and some as a commission, sometimes that gets to be kind of called double dipping, and you can get one or the other, or even both could be declined. So make sure not to use any of those rebate sites when you're in a vendor site. So I'm going to go ahead and just go to Expedia TAAP so that I can log in. Any questions so far? I'm going to kind of watch the chat box to make sure I answer any questions as they come up. So once you have your account, again, you're going to see that it's Expedia TAAP. See how here it says expedia.com, but just make sure that it has that TAAP. You're going to see that you're logged in because it has your name. Any trips that you have booked are going to be right here in the trips section. Expedia TAAP does have rewards, so please make sure to look into those rewards because you can earn a lot of points to get some really good discounts. You can use the travel agent tools for any quotes, managing any of your trips and creating travel documents. And then of course, the dashboard here, Evolution Travel and Archer Travel is a platinum tier. And then here is my performance snapshot directly. Any trainings that you'd like to watch though are all here. So let's see, I think this week I am going to go ahead and do a package rate. I am going to do leaving from, and I'm going to do my area, which is Grand Rapids, and I'm going to do going to Las Vegas. And I think I'm going to probably do, I think I'll do this mock booking for Valentine's Day. That's kind of the next popular holiday. I mean, we do have Christmas, but obviously that's really close. So when you're doing mock bookings, you kind of want to plan for it into the future. Now, even with Expedia TAAP, they don't really have payment plans. You can do a lot of the options, which are car rentals you can pay at the desk, hotels you can pay at check-in, but many of them, when you do bookings that within like 60 to 90 days, you do have to pay in full. So I like to, when I do mock bookings, I'll do a few that are kind of near, but I will also try to put it to where it's at least probably 4 months out so that I can offer a down payment and a payment plan. Now, good payment plan vendors are going to be like Vax or Vacation Express. I think Pleasant Holidays does some vacation plans as well. But I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Let's see, Valentine's Day is on Tuesday. So let's do the weekend before Valentine's Day. So let's do a long weekend. Let's do the 9th through the 12th. All right, I just have one room with 2 travelers. I need accommodations for all of my trip. I can do properties, I can do flights, and I can do car rentals. I will not do a car rental though for this one. So we're going to go ahead and click on search. All right, so I have all of my information in here. Just like on Expedia, if you're familiar with Expedia, you have a lot of different search features here. I like to do probably 4-star and above, but it depends on what they're rating through. Because typically what I'll do to get the most current ratings, I will go to like TripAdvisor. Expedia is pretty popular, so I kind of trust those, but I'll still go in and read the reviews just to make sure there's some current reviews. So I am going to do, let's see. Now, one thing I also want to tell you, Expedia TAAP also has vacation rentals. So when you do vacation rentals, if you want to find any vacation rentals, always do the occupancy of 2, even if you have 30 people going. I don't know why Expedia is like this, but always use the occupancy of 2. And then as soon as you get down here, you see how they have the vacation rental bedrooms? That'll help you to narrow your search results. I can choose some different neighborhoods if I'd like, popular locations, meal plans. I can put in any of these options. So for this one, I think I'm going to do a 4-star rating and above. And then I think I would like to do, let's see, breakfast included isn't a very popular option in Vegas. A lot of times they don't have those things included. So I'm just going to leave that as is. And then of course you can change your different sort features. You can do low to high, high to low, distance from the center, guest rating, all of these different options. We will do low to high. Not that that's always a very good sort feature at all, because I try not to pick the lowest. This one doesn't look too bad, but I want something that's going to be close to the strip. Another thing I can do is view in a map. So if I wanted to pop up the map, I could see all of these different locations, which in Vegas, it's going to be hard to see all of them, but I can tell their location. So these ones out here aren't going to be close to the strip at all. So I'm going to need to be more like right here. So if I wanted to, I could also zoom in. And I could see quite a few different options. But I'll go ahead and go back here. Let's see. I like the free cancellation options. And then if you wanted to, you could do reserve now or pay later. Joey, so how do you determine if you're not familiar with the location? And that's a very good question. That's why I rely so much on the reviews. And then you have a whole group of travel agents that you are in a chat group with. So I usually ask in there, like, hey, I've never been, what's one I did recently? I think it was Tulum in Mexico. And so I've never been, and I don't know what it's like there or what we should recommend. And that's kind of one of the things that make you a little bit nervous. But the reviews, a lot of times when you get clients, they're places that they've researched or been before. And so they're really comfortable. And a lot of times they'll tell you what they'd like to stay or where they'd like to stay. So that's a really good way. I really just like to depend on the reviews and maybe ask some people in your team as well. Because you have a lot of people in your team that have also traveled quite a bit. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of the popular ones. I actually know that my sister, you know what I'll do? I actually stayed at the South Point Hotel. It's not on the strip, it's off the strip, but it's a very nice hotel. You could actually do everything you wanted right there. So we could choose that one because I've been there. I have stayed at, let's see, I've stayed at the Bellagio, and my sister actually stayed at the Paris, and she really, really liked that. So the Paris, Las Vegas. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose that one. And the Paris, Las Vegas is right across, and maybe they're not available. Looks like maybe the Paris isn't available. So that's right across from the Bellagio. So that's something really helpful as well. So typically it would just pop right up. All right, well, that one did not. Interesting. I know a few people stayed at the Tahiti Village. Is it frozen on your screen, Brian? Is anybody else frozen? Sometimes my internet does that. I was hoping to see the Paris just pop up there, but it's not going to, I guess. What about if we try the Bellagio? Okay, Yolanda, it's not frozen. Good. Brian, if you want to exit and come back in, you absolutely can. All right, so here's the Bellagio, and it's on sale. Whenever you see the, when you're on Expedia TAAP, whenever you see this little circle here, if ever you click on it, it's going to tell you, oh, this is the price of the stay and flight if bought separately on our site. So for some reason, oh, I'm sorry. So it includes the flight and the stay. So it's a little bit discounted because of the flight together. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that one. And I'm going to show you how you can see your commission on here. So it's going to tell you about the hotel. There's going to be some photos here that you can use. Let's see, 4.2 out of 5. I know this one is a good hotel. You can choose any of your different rooms. And then as you see here, there's that little circle with the eye there. This is going to be your cancellation policy. And then if you click on more details, you're going to see a little bit more about the room directly. Now, if I were to only select a hotel and not do flights, there would be a circle here. It's an orange circle, I believe, with either 1, 2, or 3 lines. And that's going to tell you exactly how much the commission is for this booking. All right, so for this one, because it's a Valentine, I like the Resort King room. That looks like a really good one. Looks like it has a good view. It doesn't say much about the view in here, but I can look here. I don't know why that keeps disappearing. But I'm just having a day. Let's see. I usually like to know what the view looks like because when I send a picture that looks like this, I want to make sure that my client is getting a good view. So I'll even check with the hotel if it doesn't say it in here. But what I like to do is go in here and save a picture of the room. It's nice when you have it right on the room here, because if you're looking in the general photos, you don't want to accidentally save like a deluxe, deluxe suite with a king bed and make it look way different than what they're going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And I really like this bathroom area, so we can use that too. Let's see, Alicia. So for flights, there are a couple of vendors that you can get some commission on flights for, but because flights are a little bit hectic right now, with the shortage of staffing and a couple of other hubs that the airlines are experiencing problems with, I like to go directly to the airline. And so when you do that, you don't typically get any commission just because those prices are controlled by, the federal government. And so I don't typically like to go outside of the airlines because it's easier to deal with the direct airline customer service. But you can charge a service fee for each airline or each ticket that you book, and you can get your commission that way. Through Expedia directly, there isn't commission on just flights. But as I said, Centrav, Downtown Travel, a couple of those are some options where you can add on some commissions. Sometimes in VAX, you can also add on commissions for flights. All right, so I'm going to go up here and I want to save. I like to open it first, and then I'm going to save this photo. Now, another way to get photos, just because sometimes you see how this is going to save this WEBP file. So it's probably not going to upload. So what I also like to do is I like to go into TripAdvisor, because sometimes these are taken by professionals. And so they could be copyrighted, and then Facebook or Google, wherever you're posting, may notice those are copyrighted. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do that, because I like to show you guys in each of my trainings. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this and go to TripAdvisor. And you can basically find everything in TripAdvisor. It's a good way to compare price tools as well. So you can see if you're getting a good deal or if you're getting very close to the public advertised rates. But as you can see, that's the cover photo there too. So I'm going to go ahead and click on view all photos. On here, if I click the drop down photo or the drop down arrow from photos from everyone, as you can see here, I can use photos from management. That way I'm steering clear of the photos from the professionals. So if I go to photos from management, I can pretty much use any of these. And these are all going to save really well. Again, be very careful with the room photos. Make sure you're getting a picture of a room that's comparable to the one that you are going to be booking for your client or that you have advertised. So I like to do a room photo. I like to do an exterior photo. I like to do a pool photo. And then if I want to use 4 photos, I'll use the bathroom. You can also do like a dining area. I try not to do too fancy because this kind of looks like a meeting room or maybe a wedding area. So I try to do just a general dining area. This would be a really good one. Let me move my controls out of the way here. I like this one as well because that's a nice pool photo. So if I open that up, I can save that. And these are really nice because they do save as the JPEG, and so you can upload them really easily. Let's see. I'm gonna go back up to the top here. Probably what takes me the longest, honestly, is trying to find photos that I like to use. So I'm just gonna give you a few examples from here. But if you want to take a little longer to look at the photos, you know, the photos are really what's going to sell it. So you want to make sure you can take a little time to be able to do that. Sometimes you can go in and just see the room photos. That's a view from the room, dining, and all photos. So this one doesn't have just the room option. Let's see. This kind of looks like the room that I did. Yeah, there are a ton of photos on here. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I only scroll through the first few, but you can pick any ones that you want to use. I'm going to go ahead and save this one up here because it's pretty close to that one. But I want to make sure again that I'm not making the photos too good to be true. And I didn't open it first, so it didn't do it correctly. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that down. So now we're at the Bellagio. I have my room chosen, so I'm gonna go ahead and click reserve. As you can see, you have some upgrade options. Always offer those upgrades. When it comes to doing the booking, you can say, hey, I can get you this really good price, and for $30 more, I can get you this better room. So you always wanna make sure that you do those upsell options. So now we need to pick our flight. We can sort by the lowest, you can sort by the fewest stops. Duration is shortest, whichever that you want to choose. I know that from Grand Rapids, typically you're going to go to Chicago or you're going to go to Denver. Let's see. I like to see the layover times usually. These ones are going to be pretty hard to choose. Let's see. We're going to do the shortest duration. I'm not going to go for the cheapest today. All right, so United, you are in Chicago and you have one stop there for Chicago. So I think that's a really good flight. I actually flew United. I And then on the way back, I did not, and I regret it. And again, you can upgrade or upsell any of these options if you'd like, but I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. And then I'm going to choose our flight back, which is typically going to be a night flight. Let's see, some of them may be during the day. So we are going to do the shortest duration. Oh, some of these are pretty early. Okay, so this one isn't too bad. This one's going to go through Denver. I can also do this one, which is going to go through Chicago. But I kind of like both of those are pretty equal. So I think because of the price difference, I'll just choose the Denver option. Go ahead and select there. I really like VAX for flights because they give a lot more details. You are always going to want to make sure when you select flights, when you're doing an actual quote or you're doing a booking, that you're not getting your client to the to their destination way before check-in. You don't want to have them, you know, without their specific consent. You don't want to make sure that you don't want to have them arriving at 9 a.m. and they can't check in until 4. At the end of their trip, you also don't want them having to check out at 10 a.m. and their flight's not till 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. So you want to make sure that if that happens, you absolutely let them know, and you either get them early check-in at the hotel or a late checkout or pay for another night, because people usually don't want to, especially if they're going to be like in Mexico, they usually don't want to just hang out at the airport for a long time or find anything to do off of that resort. Now in Vegas, they may be able to find some things to do without a problem. Okay, so now here we have our hotel. Here we have our round trip flights, and we can see all of the details for them flights now if we click on that show details. As you can see, the price per traveler is going to be $1,500, so it's going to be $3,000. Looks like they've saved $256.39. Pay now and then pay at the property, and the pay at the property is typically those resort fees, which is pretty standard for Vegas. So their total is going to be $2,935. Okay, so here is the flight information. And if I wanted, I could add on a rental car. So this is kind of where you stop, and you're going to take all of your information and you are going to go either to your social media account and post it with the photos, or you're going to go to Canva and put it on a template or whatever you decide to use. So I'm going to save this information right here. I'm going to leave it open, and I want to show you a little bit about Canva. We have some trainings on Canva if you'd like to learn how to use it. Canva is the easiest for me to use. I really like how customizable it is and how easy it is, and some of the things that they have. So I opened up Canva, and let me go ahead. I want to put this link in here. So it's canva.com. And I just did a quick search, and I wanted to show you guys something. So when I went in, I searched for a flyer. So I did a travel sale flyer. And when I searched for that, all of this popped up. So we're working on mock bookings right now. So these are fully customizable. Any of these that I open, I can edit anything. I can edit that photo. I can change the 50 to 40. I can edit that font, the wording, anything on here, I can completely edit. There is a free version of Canva and there's a paid version. Anytime you see that crown there, that is the paid version, but you can absolutely get everything you need for free. So what I like to show you here though, is even without doing a mock booking, maybe you're in a hurry one day, but you want to get something on your social media, or you just want to do a general sale, you can actually just download these and put them right on your social media. That's a really good one. You could even say, where would you like to travel to? That way you can get that engagement. Time to travel up to 35% off, book now. You could post that because you get a ton of deals through all of our vendor sites. Let's see, there's a couple more up here I've seen. Traveling starting at $250. I mean, of course, starting at $250 seems really low, but you could get some types of travel at 250. I may up that a little bit just because that looks a little bit more like a luxury travel, probably Caribbean area. So all of these options, you could just post your social media as it is. I would always suggest adding your branding. The nice part of Canva is you can add your logo. And so you can put your logo on here really quickly. So you're branding that to you. Any of these that have like really great site.com, that's just an example, but never leave that kind of stuff on there. Never leave Expedia TAAP on anything. Never leave Vax or FunJet on any of your information because you don't want to give anybody anything to Google. You want to make sure that they're going to reach right back out to you to book their trips. So that's just a little example that I wanted to show you of some information that you can use aside from mock bookings. Now, typically what I like to use when I think are the best setups are like real estate flyers. I did another search and I don't remember what I did here. I think I did like a Valentine flyer. So you could do like a Valentine's Day flyer. It's really completely up to you. Oh yeah, hotel flyer. So you can do, once this pops up here, there are some hotel flyers that you can advertise using those. But as I said, these are all completely customizable. So you can change every aspect of all of these flyers. This one's a really neat one. I always like the blue. I think blue is really, really eye attracting. And so a lot of people tend to go right to that and read it. All right, so let's just go ahead and grab a template here. Let's see. We could probably, oh, I didn't mean to select that one. Let me close out of this one. I probably should have selected this one beforehand, huh? We can use this one. This one looks like an easy one. It may be just a little bit too small, but I kind of want to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and click customize. And as you can see, how those uploaded kind of empty, I can edit any portion of this. I can click on 5 bedrooms and I can have it to say flights included. I can, second here. I can make this say book now. I can also go over here to my logos. You guys are kind of getting the picture, right? And I can insert either my white background logo or my transparent background. And I can put all of that right here on this flyer. I can go to my photos as well. So I'm going to go to my uploads. I'm going to go ahead and upload a flyer. I'm sorry, upload a photo. All to that one. And now I can just drag and drop these photos. Oh, that's not the one. I grabbed the wrong one. I get it on here close enough. The background one might be a little different, but I can still have that in the background here. Center that and we'll position it and send it backwards. And we have some trainings to show you how to do this. Yeah, one by one, it's going to go eventually. I can then drag my other photos right over top of these. See how that kind of works? And then it just fits in those circles perfectly. So I really like the way Canva works. I can list all of that. I can even add some text. Because I kind of want to do this a little bit more of a Valentine's, I could actually change that color to red. And then, as I said, I could add a text. I probably want to do that kind of up here, or I could even do that up here with a white background. And I could do Valentine's Day in Vegas. And make that bigger. You know what I mean? You can really customize this any way that you want. I could even put a nice little call out over here. And I'm doing quite a bit of customization, but you don't even have to do all of this. And once you get one, this is going to save and you can just keep editing it and using however many you want to use. So let's see if I wanted to do, I kind of liked that cloud. Let's just picture this as kind of a cloud. Put something right here. And I could put over here. Enjoy a long weekend for under $3,000. So those are just some different ideas of some things that you can do for your mock booking. Any questions on that so far? Any questions on mock bookings in general? So once you get this all done, you're going to go over here to the share button. You are then going to click on, I'm sorry, my controls are in the way here. Let me get those out of the way. You're going to click on download. You can choose PNG, you can choose JPEG. There is a movie option that you can choose if you wanted to add some sound to it to make it into a reel. Reels seem to do really good. So you can go to download it as a PNG, and then you can upload it right as a photo to any of your social media accounts. You can put it on LinkedIn, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on your Google business page, and that's going to show that you have these specials available. Obviously, you want your contact info on here and you want it to make sure it can be seen. So however you want to be contacted, you want to make sure that that is something that is very easy to see on here. So I probably would move this stuff up and make sure they know exactly how to contact me and to get a hold of me, as well as putting my contact information on that post. Yolanda, so you got lost once you selected the hotel, it sent you to pay for it. So you probably just didn't select air. You probably selected property only. And that's okay. It's going to look kind of like this, but it's not going to have the flights listed. So now I can take this, I can go to my social media and I can post it. And I can go through all of that. Or I can just use one of these templates and I can post those as well. It's your business. So if you want to say, Las Vegas up to 50% off, you can go into VAX, and there's many different specials for VAX. There's many different specials. I usually like to do Vegas through VAX. So there's specials in there and you just have a ton of different options. You can absolutely, okay, so when you want to post it, do you mean on your Evo website, Barbara, or do you mean on your actual Evo website, or you have your own website? Your own website. Yeah, absolutely. You can put it on your own website. If you put it on the Evo website, it's a little hard to upload that big of a photo, but they do have an option where you can put your own specials and you can upload the individual photos. Tanisha, so you did your first mock booking, you didn't get any hits. Is that normal? Yeah, it's going to take you a little while for people to start seeing your post. Couple things you want to make sure of: that you have quite a few followers, that you are, if you're using your personal page, you want to make sure that you keep building your personal page. If you're using your business page, you want to make sure you keep building your following on your business page. You want to make sure you keep it active. And don't just look at your social media account. Make sure that you're posting it into groups. So a couple different groups are travel tip groups, different destination groups, different cruise groups. You just have to make sure that you read the rules and they allow you to post a mock booking or they allow you to promote yourself. No, Joy, you can post on all social media accounts. You could do LinkedIn, you can do Facebook, you can do Twitter, you could do TikTok. You can put a bunch of photos into a movie for TikTok. You can do any of them. Your Google business page, I probably get the most activity from my Google business page. Using those hashtags, popular hashtags. You can Google what popular hashtags are right now. You can create your own hashtag, which is kind of like creating your own group. If you create your own hashtag, something that no one else is using, then anytime that you Google that hashtag, you're going to see everywhere it's being used. Any other questions? I wanted to click next just to see what the next screen was. I think it's the payment screen. But I always tell people to go to the final screen to make sure there isn't any added like taxes or any type of fees or anything. And that's typically what people do if they come to you and they say, hey, I found this cheaper, searching myself. I usually say, hey, did you go all the way to the last screen? Did you make sure there wasn't any resort fees, any parking fees, any additional fees that maybe you didn't see on the first screen? Let's see. Barbara, how does your commission work with that? So I was just looking that up and I know that Expedia made a few changes. With a hotel, it shows you right on the actual screen. With here, I am a little bit embarrassed to say I'm gonna have to ask because I always like to know what my commission is when I'm doing my booking. That's one thing I always like to know, and what I always tell my agents, you need to know what your booking or your commission is right when you do it. Typically it's about 10%. But I'm gonna ask about that. Let's see, Tanisha, how often should I post a mock booking? Some people post it every day. I try to do 2 to 3 times a week, but it's completely up to you, whatever works for you. Now, if you're in some groups that allow you to post these bookings, which are a little bit harder, I don't want to say harder to find, you just got to go through a little bit more to see which ones are going to allow you to post this. And the only reason it's so hard to post in the groups is because so many people spam. And so you don't want to keep posting, and posting. So make sure to be really respectful if you're allowed to post these specials. But if you find groups that you can post these specials in, you should be posting a couple times a day if allowed. Can you create a mock booking from any supplier? Absolutely. I like to do from the emails as well. If you check your emails, you get a lot of different emails. I really like some of these suppliers. They actually put a little line at the top of the emails and they say, feel free to send this to your clients, just delete this first sentence. And so you can use that for email marketing, but you can also use it for specials. And a lot of times the different suppliers, they already give you photos that you can use as well. So I think people get a little overwhelmed by Mac bookings, but they're really simple. If you are working on a current booking, like if you're doing, let's say, a Disney trip for spring break, when you give a quote to your client, double that up into a Mac booking. That's a very easy one that you can double up. I like to use VAX typically for Mac bookings because I can save those quotes. And then if I want to use it maybe 3 weeks from now, I can go in and I can get the updated price. So you can reuse the Mac bookings as well, as long as you get updated pricing. Disney has $200 down payment, so I like to use them a lot because most people don't know that you can go to Disney and you can start by paying $200 and then pay every month if you'd like, every week if you'd like, or just make sure that you have the final payment due that 45 days before you go to Disney. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. Typically I stop before the Q&A, but I forgot to here.